GeekWire Studios here at AWS reInvent, and we are going to talk right now about AI transformation. I want to introduce you to my two guests. Right now we have Sandeep Singh, the Vice President and Head of America's Cloud Unit for Tata Consultancy Services, TCS, as well as Mike Maher, the SVP, Head of Commercial Technology, Loyalty, and Digital Products for Wyndham Resorts. Gentlemen, thank you both for being here with me.
Thank you for having us, Steph.
Thank you for having us.
I'm going to start with an overarching framework to build the rest of the discussion when we come to you, Mike. Talk to me a little bit about how agentic AI is really sort of transforming enterprise IT.
It's a great question. So we've been very busy in the last year or so on this specific topic, how AI can really help transformation in enterprises. And there are a few things which have emerged, I would say. AI transformation at scale is now emerging as a very relevant case study, use case, whatever you may call it. We're also seeing a lot of traction in terms of how do I secure AI, bring it more, make it more risk managed, make it more real from an end user perspective. And then the third aspect I would say is agentic is now no longer just a buzzword. All the pilots are done. Now we are ready to deploy agentic at scale for our customers. So all three and some of the work that we are doing here in reInvent, the launches we are doing. One of the launch we have is on agentic cloud operations. So agentic cloud operations is all about using AI, MLOps, the good old AI and agentic AI to drive significantly better efficient cloud operations and improve the cost for running operations on cloud for our customers. So we are very excited and look forward to this event.
And agentic testing orchestration sort of folds into all of this?
Yes, so from an SDLC perspective, there are multiple stages of how we are going to use agentic. And from a testing perspective, one of the big ask is from our customers is how do I create use cases for, especially when scenarios are not well known. Agentic and Gen AI comes into that play and helps us generate use cases. Now we test those use cases, certify it, and then we are able to certify those applications for production ready. So Agentic AI Test Orchestrator is one of the solutions that we've launched as part of the reInvent, so very excited about it.
I love that you describe AI as just, the old school AI. Now we're talking everything agentic. And Mike, this will dovetail into the question that I'm going to ask you specifically from a use case scenario, but I do want to start, Sandeep, by talking to me about how agentic AI is transforming specifically the hospitality industry, because so many of us will be the beneficiaries of the work that a company like yours is doing.
Absolutely. So hospitality industry, travel and hospitality is one of the strongest offering from TCS. And ever since Gen AI started, it was clear that this will be the one industry which will get disrupted in a big way because of generative AI. And with agentic AI now, it's becoming more, I would say, real for everyone. Our focus primarily has been how we can help our customers in hospitality industry use AI, agentic AI, to drive better customer experience, to drive more efficient operations, and that's where the solutions are. One of the solutions we have today is AI Hounder, which is basically kind of a co-pilot for a customer service agent, which actually real-time tracks whether a particular call could potentially be a risk call, a risky call. And so real time, we are able to find out and be able to flag it and take corrective action. And I would rather ask Mike to share more on this, because obviously they are doing a lot of great things at Wyndham.
Well, so he has set us up now for the sort of at altitude, right? We say, okay, we understand this, but you're actually taking this and putting it into practice with Wyndham. Tell me a little bit about how agentic AI and the services that TCS offers are benefiting Wyndham.
Absolutely, Steph. It is an exciting time for travel and hospitality, and I think we're going to see a different world where travel inspiration, travel planning and booking is largely going to be through AI. And so we need to change the way we operate, change the way we engage our guests, certainly change the way we do our own development in-house. One of the things that sets Wyndham aside, and we call it our Wyndham advantage, is that we have a very stable platform, infrastructure. We migrated 100% to the cloud. TCS did that migration for us. We're sitting at multi-nines of availability. We're fully optimized. All of that to say, we're in a perfect spot to experiment with AI. And we took those experiments early. So when ChatGPT made AI cool, we started kicking off some POCs and doing some of that experimentation, and we launched our first large language model 2 years ago, engaging our guests through SMS. You make a reservation, you get a text message, you're then able to ask that LLM called Wyndham Connect any question about the hotel. And so it's like an encyclopedia for 8,300 hotels worldwide. We've deployed that to 6,000 hotels. We now have upsell offering for it. We answer questions about things that are on site, services that you may need, problems that you may have. And we have a human in the loop because it also has an interface for our front desk staff. So they can intervene if they need to, or they can engage the guests. So Steph, I'll tell you a quick story, and we've all experienced it. You arrive at a hotel and you want to check in and you have a lineup of people in front of you. And some of them are just asking questions. They're not there to check in. I was at a hotel 2 weeks ago and the man in front of me just wanted change so that he could tip his housekeeping staff when he was checking out. And we do that all now through our digital platform. And so it's really transforming the way we operate.
What is interesting about the situation that you describe is oftentimes outside of these walls, people think about AI in the space as something that will take away from someone's experience. But the very situations that you have articulated to me actually will create a better experience for me as a guest. When you were initially migrating into a platform where your customers will interact with AI, it's not working back of house, it becomes the business card of your organization. What were the considerations? And obviously you sound very satisfied with how things are moving from your customer's perspective.
Yeah, great question and a fantastic observation. We took it early, easy early on, making sure that we were developing our AI platform responsibly, making sure that it was having a positive impact on our guest experience and on our hotels. We call that a win-win when we're serving two guests and two customers in a better way. And so as a consumer, you're getting your answers quicker, you're getting the support that you need and meeting you where you are, but it's also taking some of that workload away from our front desk staff. Now they're able to engage that guest in front of them and give them their full attention. They're not answering the call, putting that call on hold, and they're able to give that customer the full experience. We've seen our OSAT scores go up. We've seen our ancillary revenue go up. We've also seen our conversions increase on these interactions between human and AI when they're calling to see if there's a reservation or a room available at a hotel, because it's just a much cleaner experience than trying to play multi-roles as a front desk agent where you're having that call and talking to that customer and you're serving a guest in front of you. So it is a win-win.
A win-win for Wyndham. Gentlemen, and TCS as well. Thank you so much for making the time to speak to me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Steph.
Thank you for having us.
I'm Steph Stricklen. You have been watching GeekWire Studios here at AWS reInvent.